Well, welcome again to Grace Force YouTube. I'm Pastor Dan, and let me share this with you. Every day there's a person in my life who says, I'll go with you. There was something wrong with my eye. They made me take a CAT scan, and they called me. I'm down in Chile holding a crusade. And they said, we're going to have to get your wife on the phone. Well, you know, that's not going to be good. And you just feel that in your stomach. Just, okay, still you're going to get some bad news. And they said, you have a mass behind your eye. I got home and had to go see a doctor. And she said, I'll go with you. And I have to go for an MRI or a PET scan or for the surgery with a biopsy. Every time, I'll go with you. She can't go into the surgery with me, but she's there before I go in, and she's there when I wake up. Is it a sign of weakness to need somebody to be with you? To not have to sit in those waiting rooms all alone, wondering what's going to happen? Wondering if you have brain cancer. How long do I have to live? All the crazy thoughts that go through your mind when someone says you have a mass in your head. I read a great article from the Mayo Clinic, of all places, secular place, on the importance of having support. There's 8 or 9 pages filled with peer-reviewed scientific studies that show the difference that having support makes in your life. To have somebody that says, I'll go through this with you. The power of having a community, friends that are there for you. It's amazing. 8 pages listing all the benefits. They actually mention church attendance in there. That it is proven that if you are part of it, not just part of a church, but you attend where you are with people. People do better, they're healthier, they live longer, they have more resilience. All backed up by peer-reviewed science. It's amazing. Even Jesus, as he was coming to the countdown to the cross, walking through the garden on his way, asked people to be there for him. He said, could you stay up and pray with me for a while? Oh, sure, Jesus. Sure, Master. And they all went to sleep. Even Jesus, God on this earth, needed people and support. One of them longed to have just prayer support, know that they were with him as he was facing the terrible trauma that would be the cross. Finally, angels came down from heaven to be with him in the garden. But sometimes there is no one except the one who says, Lo, I am with you always, Matthew 28:20. Hebrews 13, I will never leave you. Hebrews 13:5. Psalm 23:4, the great verse we've all grew up with. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Who is in your life today where you have said, I'll go with you? No one else goes, I'll be the one. I'll go with you. And who do you know that you've created such a bonded friendship that when you need something, they will say to you, hey, I'll go with you. I'll walk you out. I'll be there with you. But my friends, if somehow that's missing, I offer you the God of heaven, who has said, I will never leave you. They used to say that if you went to a movie in the theater, the angels would stop outside. Not true. Because God says, I will never leave you. She couldn't go into the surgery with me. But God says, Lo, I am with you always, even in the surgery. When we would go to Thailand back in the day before they locked you out of the whole airport, my grandfather used to come right onto the plane with us. Help us put everything away. And then would be the traumatic moment when even my grandfather had to hug us goodbye, walk off the plane, and they would close the door. We wouldn't see them again for another 5 years. But God said to us before we left for a time, but I will never leave you. People have gone into war with that promise with them. God, don't leave me. Actors go on stage with it. Athletes pray before they go out onto the field. God, go with me. Politicians, they get elected to be president or governors. And they're sometimes alone with these decisions that have life and death and the whole planet on the line. And they hold on to this promise that God says, I will never leave you. Now, I've gone into hundreds of situations. But if you heard it, you would just say, that's crazy. How am I going to handle this? I have no idea how to handle what I'm about to walk into. But God is always there. He says, I will never leave you. I'll be there with you. And somehow an hour or two later, we got through it. I hope you have someone who says, like mine says to me, I'll go with you. I hope you have a church family, a small group. We had lunch today as we taped this. The church community, that just old friends that hung out with us for a lunch. I'll go with you type people. But for sure, I give you one who says, I will never, never leave you. See you next time. So we'd love it if you enjoy what we have made. If you can like it and forward it on to other people, and we'll build the ministry on social media. Grace Force YouTube. God bless.